By Avi Selk, August 7 at 4:37 p.m. Email the author. A Black Lives Matter group in Sacramento claims it infiltrated the wedding of a police officer who fatally shot Stephon Clark in his grandmother's backyard and published video of the encounter. Assuming the group's description is accurate, the groom is one of two officers who chased Clark into the backyard on March 18 while investigating reports of someone breaking windows in the neighborhood. One of the officers yelled "gun," and both unloaded at least 20 bullets at the 22-year-old, who had nothing in his hand but a white iPhone. Clark's death enraged much of Sacramento. The Rev. Al Sharpton spoke at his funeral, and Clark's distraught brother interrupted a city council meeting. The fatal shooting, which was recorded on police body camera, came amid increased scrutiny of the killing of unarmed black men by youth. As police in recent years, Sharpton joins hundreds of mourners to demand justice for Stephon Clark amid outrage over fatal police shooting. Attorneys for the family publicly named both officers a few weeks later. Police have not confirmed their identities, citing threats to their safety, so this newspaper will not name them. Both officers remain on the job, according to CBS 13 Sacramento, though they no longer patrol. I think they need to be approached in spaces where they're a little bit more vulnerable, Tanya Faison, the founder of the city's Black Lives Matter chapter, told the station. She explained how protesters learned of the officer's wedding plans on his personal website and drove an hour to a vineyard outside Sacramento over the weekend to spoil it. "We're not violent, we're not going to give to them what they brought to our community. We're not going to hurt anyone," she said. "But we are going to make them uncomfortable." The video shows a man, presumably the betrothed officer, seated at the head of a table, eating what looks like a sandwich. 5 other men sit near him, all in their undershirts. A few bottles of light beer and wrapping paper are scattered around the table. A door opens behind the groom, who wheels around from a paper plate to look at the impromptu camera crew walking in. A woman behind the lens addresses him by name and asks, her voice neutral, "I just wondered if you started planning your wedding before you killed Stephon Clark, or after." The man at the head of the table rubs his face and turns back to his plate. On either side of him, his friends glare at the intruders. "I wondered how you've been sleeping since March 18, the woman says as the camera pans to a dress shirt hung neatly on the wall. "I know this is supposed to be the happiest day of your life. He will not have that. Can you get her out of here?" the groom finally interrupts. A man beside him gets up, and a moment later his frame fills the cameras. "Get out. This is private," he says, but the woman keeps talking a moment longer. "So we just came here for this," she says, her voice obscured by his. "And also to ask you how you've been sleeping." "Murderer," someone else says from behind the camera. "You're a murderer." Sacramento police did not immediately respond to questions from the Washington Post. "This is a very traumatic event for everyone," Sergeant Vance Chandler told CBS 13, referring to the fatal shooting. Of the wedding, he told the station, "I feel that our department has handled demonstrations and protests very well, and we have taken great efforts to allow people to exercise their First Amendment rights. But on this one, what is the purpose of this?" As if to answer, the police spokesman, Faison of Black Lives Matter told CBS 13 he's going to remember this day for the rest of his life. Andre Young, who says he is a cousin of Stephon Alonzo Clark, holds his head in his hands during a demonstration on March 22 over the shooting death of Clark by Sacramento police. Rich Pedroncelli AP, more reading. Sharpton joins hundreds of mourners to demand justice for Stephon Clark amid outrage over fatal police shooting.